just be plain weird?
The whole thing is a con job. Just plain weird. You know who's plain weird? She's plain weird. She's a weird person. Look at her past. Look at what she does.
Nuh-uh, no, I'm not. You are. Got him. Oh, Harris is burning right now. He said that she was weird. So Donald Trump and all the Republicans, as you probably have seen, don't like the fact that America has started to focus on the fact that they're deeply weird people following deeply weird ideologies and advocating for deeply weird policies. They just don't like it. So now they're trying to turn around on the Democrats. Okay, good luck about that. You're just demonstrating how good of an attack it is. You want some of that juice, but you guys are, as always, juiceless. I want to remind everyone, though, we all see that this is taken off. Apparently, this is something Harris has been preparing for a number of years. Back in 2020, she was asked about like what she would have done if Trump had been following her around on the debate stage the way he did with Hillary Clinton, where he was stalking her like a weirdo. And her answer was she'd turn around and say to him, "Why are you being so weird?" She's just been waiting for an opportunity to point out how weird he is. And he is, and he has been. It was super weird to follow Hillary Clinton around. All of this is weird, and not just for Trump. But it's not just Trump that's trying to change the narrative. You have Marco Rubio saying, "They called us weird, so I'll call them weirder. That's what I used to do back in high school." Oh, did that help in high school? Did that help when people made fun of you that you just said the same thing to them? Did it help with Donald Trump when he was mocking you on the debate stage? I don't think it did, I remember.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
Here is Don Jr. trying to give an example of why it's actually the Democrats that are weird. He says, "You know what's really weird? Soft on crime politicians like Kamala allowing illegal aliens out of prison so they can violently assault Americans." Is that weird? I don't even think, let's say that we believe your narrative about that. Is that weird? I don't think that's weird. It might be bad or whatever. Yeah. Okay, well, if migrant crime is such a bad thing, it seems weird that your papa helped kill the border bill. That seems weird. Oh, turn it around on you, Don Jr., okay? Stop trying to talk about politics. You're outside of your expertise. Talk about women's feet. That's where your true passion lies, and we'll get to that later on in the show. But anyway, I also want to give credit to Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So Vivek Ramaswamy had tweeted, "This whole they're weird argument is dumb and juvenile. This is a presidential election, not a high school prom queen contest. It's also a tad ironic coming from the party that preaches diversity and inclusion." Okay, so first of all, that is such a stupid count. We're not saying you're weird like how Austin is weird. We're saying you're weird as in creepy and meddling and obsessed with other people's lives and super interested in other people's genitals. That's the weird thing. We don't mean you like alternative music or something. We mean you're a meddling perv. And she responded to him saying, "Being obsessed with repressing women is goofy. Trying to watch what LGBTQ plus people do all the time is abnormal. Punishing people who don't have biological offspring is creepy. It's an incel platform, dude. It's super weird and people need to know." And I love that comment by ASC. She's so right. So they're gonna try to turn it around, Sharon, but they don't even know how to do that properly yet. What do you think?
They don't know how to do it, and they just don't have the depth for this. They also want a reading list. Why do you want to know what books I'm reading? Why are you banning books everywhere? AOC is right. And I don't think because we've been assaulted with all of this for so many years now, and this whole MAGA nonsense, and now Project 2025, I don't even think that we've stopped to consider how weird it is. I mean, there was a guy who was like getting good poll ratings at first. He ate pudding with his fingers. Remember him? I mean, they just seem to flaunt. Well, he did it, okay? He didn't have to do that, but that's who he is. That's just plain weird, okay? Donald Trump was eating Tic Tacs when he stepped off that bus, Access Hollywood, and said what he said. Is that not weird? He was there for an interview.
Yeah.
I don't think we've considered this global view of this. We are traumatized. We got PTSD from this. Weird.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think you're 100% right. And I would say that consider that a warning to the Ramaswamis and the Rubios and the Don Juniors. Yeah, we are making fun of your weird policies and you don't like that. I understand that. That makes you feel very bad. Would you like us to really start to talk about the deep historic weirdness? Do you want us to talk again about Don Jr. and Donald Trump, I should say, and what he thinks about his daughter? Should we talk about that? I think weird is the nicest possible thing you can say about some of that stuff. Do you want us to talk about that? No, maybe we should keep it to policy. I think that you'd prefer that. But by the way, so that's how some of like the elite Republicans are handling the fact that we've identified that their ideology is deeply weird and creepy and goofy and perverted and incel, as AOC said. Regular Republicans on Twitter have a different defense mechanism, and it's you guys are just being controlled by the CIA. I apologize. I'm not supposed to identify it because they pay me. Anyway, so they put out comments like this, just a bunch of weirdos in the Mockingbird media getting talking points from their CIA handlers. Weirdos calling normal people weirdos is just weird, but you just call them weird. So by your logic, but anyway, what does that mean? Mockingbird media. Remember, these people dwell in deep depths of conspiracism. So it's the idea that the media is entirely controlled by the intelligence services, and they just Mockingbird like repeat what they're told to say. Does the mainstream media sometimes just say what the government appears to want them to say? Certainly. Does the CIA? Did they email everyone and say call Republicans weird? I mean, come on. What game are we playing? But again, this is why I try not to call them conspiracy theorists, because it's not about a theory, it's conspiracism. Everything is being controlled by something. Nothing just happens. It's not that people saw the weird thing trending and thought about it and thought, yeah, they are actually weird, I'm gonna do that. No. It was one person sending out one message and they're all being controlled. This is how these people think. And by the way, there is a deep irony to believing that. And then when you see this put together by Malarkey Smith, right wingers, quote, people are calling us weird. It must be because the CIA activated Operation Mockingbird again. And they're all calling it Operation Mockingbird. You're all mockingbirding the message that it's a mockingbird. Like you all, and by the way, considering the vast networks of bots that are used by the right on Twitter saying the exact same thing, maybe this is not territory that you should be trying to focus on. But anyway, any final points?
I think they got to stay away from this whole thing. Okay, it wasn't that many years ago when Marjorie Taylor Greene said the wildfires were started by Jewish space lasers. I mean, are we gonna really engage in this? I would steer clear and pivot to something else. But again, I don't think they have the capability to do that. She said the lasers started it.
You know,
deeply
they're
weird. It's
Deeply
weird. That's the t-shirt. Let's get some merch going.
Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.